Jojo, Dio, they have beef. They don't like each other. They're basically North Korea and South Korea. Dio became a vampire. They fought each other. Jojo won, but Dio is still alive, bro. So he wakes up and he sees this baddie treating his wounds, right? This used to be Jojo's girl back in the day and shit, you know, before Dio assaulted.
The way you was throwing that ass back to me last night.
You like that?
I did not never find out that you were throwing that ass back to somebody else.
Oh, I would never.
We cut to Whitechapel, London, and Jack the Ripper is going stupid on one of his victims, right? Out of nowhere, this nigga Dio pulled up in a wheelchair and somehow recruited Jack the Ripper. Yes, the guy who be killing people, Jack the Ripper, he recruited him on his team. He made him a zombie.
I beg your pardon?
That is the equivalent of playing pickup basketball and somebody summoning LeBron James. So Jojo was walking around with his bae, right? And they see this nigga posted up eating a sandwich. He then jumped up in the air unprovoked and fingered Jojo. I was like, yo, pause. Niggas be doing anything around the hose. Apparently he did him a favor because his arm started to rapidly heal. He was like, oh my god, what is your name?
My name is Baron Zeppeli.
What?
Baron Zeppeli.
Nigga who?
Baron Zeppeli.
Repeat that for
Nigga, you ain't watched Demon Slayer, bro. It's all in the breath. All you niggas be mouth breathing and shit like some fucking losers. If you start breathing right, nigga, you could do anything.
This nigga then proceeds to karate chop a rock without killing the frog. He's a magician. No, like literally look at the top hat. Look at his fit. He's a magician. He practices the dark arts, the light arts. He practices all the arts. He's a magician, bro. Teach me how to do that. But Hamon, you know what I'm saying? It's basically life energy or whatever. Zeppeli was like, yo, in order to defeat Dio, you gotta learn Hamon. He was like, okay, teach me how to use Hamon. He was like, I bet. He trains to use Hamon for a week, you know what I'm saying? This nigga was underwater. This nigga's doing this shit. I don't even know what the fuck he's doing, bro. I thought we were gonna do some yoga or whatever. The nigga got me underwater. How? They go to this village since people have been disappearing and shit. So while they were going through the tunnel, right? Somebody killed the horses. What did the horses do? PETA, again, where are you at, bro? Why are you violating? Bro, no. The horses, no. This nigga pops out from inside the decapitated horse. He then blocks off the exit so they can't escape. All these knives start coming out his body or whatever, and he launches them at Zeppeli. But that nigga was not phased, but he was like, man, stop that shit, what you wanna do? And then he jumped up in the air and knees him in the chin. I was like, damn, bro, what the fuck? This nigga must think he in the UFC or something. And he did it in a white suit too. And he did it holding wine. What? He ran into the cave or whatever, and he told Jojo to go follow him and finish him off without spilling this cup of wine. So he go in there, he get his arm cut, but he still doesn't spill the wine. So he decided to full send it. He threw the torch away. This nigga lurking around the corner, he was waiting for him. The wine starts to move and Jojo was like, oh, I get it. And then he punches the wall without breaking it and somehow killed the zombie nigga. Bro, niggas be doing anything in JoJo's, but how? So after all that tomfoolery, they get to this village, right? Everybody's working and shit. And then this random nigga came out of nowhere and tried to boot gank their belongings. I was like, yo, get this criminal and chop his nuts off.
Get out there! That nigga is get out there!
So they were chasing after this kid or whatever, and they finally caught him, but it was a trap. They unknowingly ended up at a graveyard. How do you just accidentally walk into a graveyard? This nigga Dio already posted up in the cut like, nigga, where did you come from? So all these zombies start coming out the ground or whatever. They start fighting these zombies and shit. Zeppeli pulled up on him. He said, I wanna kill you! So he jumped up and tried to attack, but Dio stayed violating, bro. He hit the Boa Hancock pose mid-block. He tried to use Hamon. This nigga said, oh, I bet. And he somehow defied the laws of physics and froze his arm. He gave him frostbite. I don't see any ice around. It is like the middle of September. How did you do that? Dio tried to counter and Jojo blocked the attack. Dio then proceeds to spawn in these two big BBC zombies. These guys used to be the guards of the Queen of Scotland or whatever. I don't know what the fuck going on in this shit. So they start fighting, right? This is Buford, right? Buford used his hair on JoJo to hit him in the water. He started to suffocate because, you know what I'm saying, niggas can't breathe in water. And when you can't breathe, there's no hormone, no life energy, which means you're cooked.
Motherfucker!
So instead of swimming up for air, he decides to swim down like a crackhead. He uses the air pockets to breathe. And then he smacked him out of the water using Fishman Karate. I was like, yo, that's the wrong anime, man. What are you doing? So after that, he was like, oh, I bet. He pinned him up with his hair on the fucking rock and tied him to finish him off. But he kicked the sword and the sword conducted Hamon and his arm fell off. Then they start going blow for blow and shit. He tried to attack again, but this nigga JoJo used Takano Jutsu and it actually worked. Like, what? Bro, that's the wrong anime. So Tarukas pulled up. He said,
I'm feeling romantical.
so they hit whatever this move is and they made a glider out of leaves. Hey, yo, what the fuck is this nigga doing, bro? That's kind of gay, man. And why is he smiling, bro? Hey, yo. He jumped up in the air. He tried to swat them out of the sky. So they had to land on this castle in the mountains. This nigga JoJo, dumb as hell, he walked up in the building and he got caught by this choker. But Lil Jit over here, he got a flashback of his sister telling him not to be a bitch. So he climbed up in the vent and pulled the lever to open the door. And Zeppeli walked in to go help JoJo. Long story short, that nigga went from Baron Zeppeli to Baron and Zeppeli, bro. I was like, damn.
Rest in peace.
But being half the man that he once was, he decided to clutch up and give all of the hormone he had left to JoJo. And JoJo finally took out Tarukas, but that nigga Zeppeli died, man. Meanwhile, this nigga Dio still moving like an evil bastard, bro. This lady was begging him not to kill her baby. This lady was like, please, please, I'll become a zombie. Please, just not my baby, not my child. So he turned her into a zombie. And the lady ate her own baby. I was like, yo, they wildin'. This nigga said, see, I didn't hurt your baby. You did that yourself. I was like, oh, this nigga evil, man. JoJo and the gang pulled up to this little kid village or whatever. They linked up with Baron Zeppeli's mentors. They were like, yo, where's Zeppeli at? So they pull up to Dio's mansion. They saved the little boy's sister. So he finally pulled up on Dio. This guy over here tried to be the main character. And it was low-key working at first, but he got turned to ice. JoJo cut Dio in half, and then he put himself back together, and then he froze JoJo's leg and then started molesting his jugular vein. I was like, yo, JoJo finally got a good hit on Dio. And Dio Brando was finally defeated. Psych, nigga, what you thought this was? This nigga Dio is still alive. And then Jonathan died. Rip Jonathan. Oh god, they killed my nigga Jonathan. But before he died, he told Erina to take this random baby on the ship and escape. And that's what she did. And that's basically the end of part 1.
Look at you, you grip.